In this video, I want to talk a little bit more about one of the manual handheld stitchers. This one is made by Sun. This is a vintage one. There are modern ones, very inexpensive, on eBay. In fact, I ordered one today for about $2.50, including shipping. So we'll see if that holds up to the same standards as the vintage ones. But someone asked me about these today and said that they were kind of intrigued by them, but they feel awkward. So this would be about as awkward as it gets. Many of them, the vintage ones, come with a metal post. This is vintage, but it's slightly newer, and it has a plastic post. The battery-operated models also have a plastic post. And this is an extension post, so you can use a spool of thread instead of a bobbin. But I want to mention one thing right off the bat. You want a long spool of thread or a tall spool of thread. This is an older spool that I just have a little bit of thread on, and it works and it's fine, except that it moves back and forth, and the thread can get caught in the spring at times. So to use these, it's very similar to the Stitch So Quick. I do have pins in this. These are 2 pieces of bandana fabric. Excuse me. It's just like the Stitch So Quick that is in the other video that I did. And the only difference is it's manual. Now, I want to, if you can see over here, on the right side of the needle plate, right here where my finger is, see how there's about 1/8 of an inch from the plate to the end of the fabric? That's what I use as a guideline. When I'm using this, I try to keep this amount of fabric equal when I'm doing a seam like this. So let's just go ahead and do this. Now, it does seem awkward. I'll move it over here. And these are chain stitchers, so you have to make sure that you secure your seam. And to secure the seam, it's very similar to a Singer Model 20 or other small chain stitch machines. And all you need to do is take the thread like this and pull an amount of thread out. In this case, you don't need to break it there. I guess you could if you wanted to. But then you just pick up the needle plate, hold on to your stitches at the end, and then pull it off. And what you should end up with, even if you end up with an extra piece of thread there, you should end up with your ending tail thread coming through the last loop. And there are the stitches. Very easy to use. And, you know, the battery-operated ones are a little bit faster. But like I said, you can see how this moves back and forth? And you want to make sure you don't lose the spring that goes there, because you need that on there for the bobbin if you're using a bobbin. But if you have a tall spool of thread, like a normal spool of thread, I guess it's still going to move. These might be fashioned in case you use Gutermann thread, which is very long and skinny. So just keep it out of the spring when you're working it. So that's how you work the manual. And I can show you on that one, you can tell the tension is correct because of the evenness of the stitches. And I am finding with these that they like a tight tension. If you look at this one that I did yesterday, those are a little bit more loose. Now, they're still holding it together, but they're a little bit more loose. Doesn't come apart. So that is an example of the manual handheld stitcher. This is a Sun, S-U-N, vintage, made in China, that you can find on eBay. But like I said, they also have modern, economical ones that have more plastic on them and less metal. I think it comes with plastic bobbins. I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet. But what most of them should come with is a needle threader, this type of a button you need to keep the bobbin on there, or the spool of thread, depending. And they each come with directions on how to thread it, how to change the needle. They take a 24x1 size needle, which are also available on eBay if you look for a needle for a Singer Model 20. So there is a handheld stitcher.